Hi, my name's Dawn Pritchard and my involvement with Viewpoint began in 2007. A very good friend told me about the work they were doing in mental health and how they really wanted to hear from people who used mental health services. She kept talking about recovery, which in all honesty I'd never heard of in relation to mental health. I had previously received mental health services in North London and had never heard anybody talk about recovery in mental health during the 3 years that I received services there. The only time I'd heard of recovery was in relation to either my car breaking down, the AA, or in alcohol addiction treatment, Alcoholics Anonymous. So I was intrigued to say the least. I attended a 12-week presentation skills course with Viewpoint and was taught how to share the story of my journey in mental health in a 15-minute segment. I have to be honest, my story at that point was just full of anger and resentment. I basically stood up and ranted for 15 minutes about how rubbish I thought services were, how rubbish it made me feel about myself, and how badly I felt I had been treated. There was no positivity in my story, and there was certainly no mention of hope or plans for the future. As my involvement with Viewpoint expanded and increased, it was like I was opening my eyes for the first time in years. It was as if a little seed had been planted within me, and I was beginning to grow new shoots. I was suddenly surrounded by people who, just like me, had not had the greatest of experiences. But they were not allowing those negative experiences to define them. In fact, they were talking about and sharing some of those negative and dark times in such a way that there was actually hope in their words. They were using those experiences to educate, inform and inspire others. I was blown away by the fact that professionals and services actually wanted to hear about these experiences. So I learnt to change my approach and began to ask myself the question of, why do I want to do this? And the answer was actually very simple. I did not want someone else to have the same negative experiences that I had had, especially when some of those experiences were completely avoidable. I completed the P-Tools teaching course, which really gave me the tools I needed to change how I told my story, and gave me a whole new outlook on why I was sharing my story. Just being angry and telling services they were rubbish did not make me feel any better about myself, and certainly did not provide any kind of insight for services on how they could do things better or differently. So I changed how I approach things, and I would not have been able to do that if I had not become involved with Viewpoint. And this may sound like a bit of an exaggeration, but it is completely true. Becoming involved with Viewpoint not only gave me my life back, it gave me a future and a genuine belief that hope existed. And a life worth living was not just something that happened to other people. Through my involvement with Viewpoint, I have done things that when I was first diagnosed with depression and personality disorder, almost 20 years ago now, I was not even aware of being possible. I have co-designed and delivered training courses, I've spoken at conferences, I have interviewed people for jobs that meant that they would possibly be providing my care and treatment at some point. I have met some amazing and inspiring people along the way and made some very good and lifelong friends. Leslie, I really do want to say a particular thank you to you for your support and encouragement over the years, and for allowing me the opportunities to grow and develop my skills, knowledge and abilities. And it is truly in a large part due to my becoming involved with Viewpoint over 10 years ago now that I am in the position that I am today. I have recently been offered and accepted a full-time post with HPFT, the trust that has provided my care and treatment for the past 10 plus years. And this is a new and exciting post that will enable me to be at the heart of hopefully ensuring that staff are trained to deliver the best possible services and treatment for people with a diagnosis of personality disorder. Viewpoint opened my eyes to the concepts of recovery, and being able to work alongside people like yourself, Helen, Tracy and Simon, really gave me the confidence and inner belief that my voice and experiences not only mattered, but that they could influence positive change within mental health services. As such, I will be forever truly grateful that I joined Viewpoint. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, yes, so my name's Usha and I've been with Viewpoint for about, I was working it out as I was sitting there, I think it's either 12 years or 14 years. So it was around about that time. I was working in Mind and and Helen came towards me and she approached me and she mentioned about Viewpoint, never heard of you guys. So I thought I'd give it a try, and she was saying about talking with the university students for mental health, do mental health degrees and that, be part of their assignments. And coming from an Asian background, I didn't think that was possible, because it's very much there's a lot of cultural barriers when it came to that point. So I was quite hesitant. At the same time, I was excited because I did want to share my story. I did want to speak my truth, but it was more the case of like, is it possible? So I think when I see Viewpoint, I look at possibilities. And that's how I see it, because that's where Viewpoint comes from, the core of Viewpoint in my eyes. So I've been involved with many things. There's been many courses I've got involved in. It has increased my confidence and my well-being. And it's also given me, like newness to my life, like things I've never discovered. Like I've met these two lovely ladies. I think, I didn't know you guys existed. So, it's very educational for me, for my growth, for my expansion, for my development. And I'm out of breath now, so I'm taking some water. Yeah, so I spoke to Leslie the other day. I've been looking for work and I've been offered some jobs, and I'm thinking, thanks, I have to do Viewpoint, and I didn't take it. So I am looking for work that's going to not take me away from Viewpoint. I think something I'll always be committed to, because I don't see, I'm not saying go anywhere else, but I just love working with you guys, and and it's like a family. I said to Leslie the other day, it's like you've all become like a family, and it's a massive part of my life, and that's how they make you feel, and yeah, so that's it really.
Hi guys, I'm sorry I should be there in person, but I'm just had to do it at home. Yeah, mine, it's not necessarily about viewpoints, just about life really. So this is my story, a personal story, which I hope would inspire someone. I was born in Uganda in East Africa, a normal upbringing of sorts. I used to see people with mental health conditions walking about with no clothes and being stoned and beaten up. I, in one way or another, never thought it could happen to me. This begs the question, who can suffer from mental health issues? The answer is everyone can. It doesn't discriminate color. Mental illness doesn't discriminate color, creed, sexuality, age, gender, historic background, location in the world, and time frame. In 2004, while working in the media in Africa, I left my country for the first time to the UK through the BBC. When I arrived in the UK, I realized something was wrong, but I could not pinpoint what was. You cannot imagine the confusion, helplessness, worry, and insecurity that came with that. My host at the time noticed I was not in my element. They took me to hospital, and I was told I suffered from acute stress reaction and that I could be hearing voices and I'm possibly schizophrenic. That was the start of many hospital admissions. But today, we're not here to discuss my mental health inpatient admission. We're here to talk about recovery and the triumph of the human mind and character against all odds. One would wonder, was there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. It's upon you to, as an individual, to search for that light, as nobody will do it for you. But Viewpoint sometimes tries to do that for people. So what has been going on over the past 17 years? I managed to go to college and got a BTech in radio. I went to university and finished a degree in English literature and mass communications, even after breaking off from university for a year with another breakdown. I've done a bit of blogging. I've been helping other service users and NHS as a peer expense listener and now expert by experience. Helped in recruiting NHS staff on the interview panels, learning a bit of French. Yes, je t'aime, mon amour. Continued my training and working as a motivational speaker, which is really my dream goal. I've volunteered in my community, and now I'm employed by Viewpoint and the as a peer support worker with the enhanced primary mental health services. Amongst all that, I managed to also write a book about my story. A Journey to Paradise is the title of the book. I'm not saying you do what Michael Bagampaja has done. I'm just saying, see what makes you tick as an individual and go for it. Let nothing stop you, because you never know what is around the corner for you. I know you've been lonely. I know you've been isolated. I know you've had feelings of hopelessness. I know you have been yearning for proper help and you haven't got that thing that is tailor-made for you. I know you have been misunderstood. I know you could have had intrusive voices, some even telling you to harm yourself or others. I know people have said you are mad and have looked at you with suspicion. I know you've been denied some work because of your condition, even if it's against the law. I know you have had bad days. I know you've had good days. I know some people have made you feel stupid or thick. I know you have sometimes felt worthless. I know your confidence has been low sometimes, or it has been knocked by people. Almost there, guys. Sorry. Please do not let that stop you. You have fallen. Yes, you have. But please get up again. My brother and my sister, help is available. It's out there, like in Viewpoint. Go there and get it. If you can't find, go and search again. If you can't search now because you have an issue or a bad day, try again tomorrow. Do not let anything stop you. Life has let us that lemon. Let us make that proverbial lemonade. Remember, you are not alone. Let us use our experiences as a force of good, and I'm sure we can get there. That is my story. I know your story is unique to you, but go on, tell it, use it. It could be that small thing that changes a life, or completely, or even saves a life, or even change the world. Do not underestimate the power of the mind. Do not suffer in silence, for together we are unstoppable.